Yo, look at that fucking loser.
I don't know, man. He doesn't look too happy.
Yo, fuck's sake! Is that your sister's shirt or
Dude.
what?
You're such a dick.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna go talk to him. Hey, man. Don't look so excited. I'm sorry my friend's a dick. But we're having some people over tonight. How would you feel about coming over?
So what did that weird guy say?
I don't want to talk about it.
Fucking assholes, man.
We were selling like
Yeah.
a $200 sword for like $50. I was like,
Holy shit, dude.
excellent.
That's good for like robberies, dude. Someone just comes in, you just fucking start swinging a sword everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't see though, that might be bad, you know. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode. Today's guest is Ricky Goodrow. Ricky, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming.
I'm glad you invited me.
I know we had a talk like, a few months ago.
Yep.
Sorry it took so long, man, but, I've just been out here banging chicks, so it's been busy.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah, we had a good talk, man. That was nice. It was nice weather out, dude. I didn't even know you were coaching for the track team, man, but that's cool,
Yeah, got roped into that. Concerned Cumberland parents set me up with that job.
Really? Have you been fucking slitting throats out there?
No, we had the pandemic shut everything down right as it was getting geared up. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was there because they have the 2 seasons, indoor and outdoor. So they brought me on about 3/4 of the way into the indoor season. So like December last year. I finished that out, and then before we got to start that outdoor stuff, everything shut down. So we've just been playing it by ear.
When you were throwing, like, I know you were pretty good. I don't really know much about track, but like, were you breaking records out there?
I know that I think I hold like the 4th best shot put throw.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I didn't take it very seriously. So
I remember going to one of those practices, dude. They like took me from the gym. They were like, "We need you," and I like tried to throw it like a baseball, dude. Just like tore my labrum.
Yeah. No, I really tried to be good at it. I wanted to be, but just like most other things, I just expected things to happen. And
Yeah.
I didn't put in the effort that I really needed to.
That basically sums up high school, man. Just like thinking shit's gonna happen and just like not working for it.
Yeah. And I got the big break like when we played football. I definitely wasn't the strongest guy or the fastest guy or anything like that, but I ended up going and playing at URI, and that was like the big break. I didn't get offered any money. I was a preferred walk-on. So when they took me, I was like, absolutely, I'll finally start trying. And I literally put everything I had on the line, balls to the wall for that thing, and got a concussion on the 3rd day. Knocked out. Yeah. So that was like my 10th concussion. So I just said, you know what? I'll finish the season and I'll call it there.
Dude. I thought it was just like the workload, like you can handle the workload.
No, I got an award from the school. I had the highest GPA on the team for that season that I was there. I finished with 3.6, and it's been downhill ever since. So,
well, dude, you have like the study hall hours. So you have to like,
dude, the study hall hours were probably the craziest part. We had more study hall hours, I feel, than like practice.
Yeah,
I was in there as a freshman. We had to have, I think it was like 21 total hours, and like 5 of them were mandatory on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, and then like 6 on Saturday morning. And then
did you
after
take it
that,
seriously, or were you just looking up like naked pictures of chicks?
Honestly, I had a pretty easy class load, so I got most of my stuff done on like that Monday night, and I had nothing to do, so I'd end up like helping other guys do their homework, and they'd slide me $1 here and there for giving them
under
the
the
good
table,
work.
dude.
Yeah,
tax free, baby. Damn,
exactly.
Bro. Wait, so you want to be a teacher now, though, right?
Yes, I graduated from URI, and now I'm over at Rick getting the teacher cert. So
shit, dude, you're gonna be in school forever, man.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was hoping for.
Wait, so when you went in, like, what were you when you went to URI, like, do you have any plans, or were you just like, fuck this, and I'm gonna tear it up?
I was a 17-year-old boy with my brain in my nuts and had no clue what was up and down.
Yeah.
I went in undecided. I lived in the slums.
Yeah, I never saw you, dude. I don't think I ever saw you.
Well, where did you live?
Fuck, dude. Bresler, I think that's what it was
Yeah,
called.
Like, that's miles away.
Really?
Like on campus, it's like
Oh, I
maybe
thought the,
like 300 yards away. But
yeah, dude. I was right across from the like the nursing
yeah,
their
Hillside.
residence, dude. So I would just see hot chicks all the time. Like not in my building, but like across the way. I would just be like, I wonder what it'd be like to just like go over there, you know?
You don't want to realize how shitty that building is until you step inside over at Hillside. Nurses don't get the best over there.
Really?
It's like hot as balls. No AC. Like the building's less than 10 years old. They didn't install AC, so it's
Wow,
like
dude.
1,000 degrees, shit like that.
Yeah, man, fucking college, dude. So you just went in, you were like, fuck it, man. I mean, that's what I did. I was just like, dude, I'm gonna not pull out and just, you know, see what happens.
I had no idea. I was definitely not prepared for college, like mentally.
Yeah.
Like I had very minimal life experience and some real bad opinions on like how to live life. So I definitely got shit on in that first year and fell into like crazy depression.
Yeah.
And on top of the concussion that lasted like a month, I
Mhm.
just never healed. I was just like,
Yeah.
I probably should have either taken a year off or tried something different because
Yeah.
I was messed
What
up.
do you do when you're depressed? Like just jerk off or like you watch like Star Wars and shit?
Oh well, I watch Star Wars even if I'm not depressed, but
Yeah. That probably
I-
helps though, right?
yeah, I have little gimmicks. I wouldn't say that they're like nervous tics or anything, but
Yeah.
you know, I lay back on now it's my recent thing is Dungeons and Dragons. Big into that.
Okay.
So like
That's like a card game, right?
less cards, more dice. A lot of
Okay.
role playing, you know. I don't
Oh,
role play.
role play, dude?
Yeah,
Bro.
not in bed. At a table with a bunch of
Dude.
guys our own age.
It doesn't like
It's real
translate
romantic.
over?
No.
Like, what
I would never disrespect Nadia like that.
Damn, dude. Dude, you gotta spice it up, dude.
No, I don't think I try to keep it distant from her. I think
Oh,
the
dude.
elves and the dwarves and
Oh,
you know,
dude, be fucking
tieflings.
sick, bro.
yeah, that
You
stuff
come
really
in like
messes
dressed
with
like a fucking elf, dude.
it. Oh yeah, elf. Yeah,
That'd get me hard, dude.
I fit right in with their.
Yeah, like I don't even talk to
physiques.
girls, dude. But if we were role playing, bro,
That'd be your choice.
that would
Elf.
just be it for me. Like in life, you know.
If you came in as the elf, or if she came in as the elf.
I mean, I'd probably we talked about this on one podcast, dude, and it got pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Like we were talking about like the we were talking about like The Exorcist. Well, I was talking to this kid. He has a girlfriend, and she's pretty hot, dude. And I was asking him like if he role plays, and I was asking him if like if he ever like casted spells on that pussy. And when I said that, like he just like shut it all off. He was like, "Yeah, we can't talk about this, dude." And she was probably listening too. So, yeah, man, I'd probably do like some Harry Potter shit, man. Like just cast some spells on that pussy, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah.
No, that's I can't say that I've delved in. I skipped over that whole Harry Potter fad. Like
Really?
I'm a big nerd. Like
Yeah.
all of like the mainstream stuff and a few of the niche things, but I never really got into Harry Potter. I know I'm a Hufflepuff. That's about
Dude,
it.
a lot of people are into like anime and stuff, man. But like speaking of depression, dude, when I used to get when I used to get bullied as a child, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, one of this kid Dylan I grew up with, dude, his dad would make like wands in the garage, like Harry Potter wands,
Uh-huh.
and like he would write our names on them, dude.
Oh shit.
So like, dude, I got a fucking wand and shit, and I was so like dumb and fat and like delusional, dude. Like if somebody picked on me, I would legit cast spells on them, and I'd think like they'd go away. And then once I got like my ass fingered, I'd be like, all right, maybe it was the wrong spell. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, man, that was me with lightsabers though. I was like a weird, you know those like drawstring backpacks that you carry around,
Yeah.
the little cloth
Mhm.
ones. I think probably until even actually it's actually probably when I was like a sophomore in high school, I'd have one of those like foldable lightsabers where you pull down the
Oh,
little button and
shit.
just like sling it out.
yeah, fucking yeah.
like
it's
if I had to
dick,
kick anyone's ass, I wasn't doing it with my hands. I was
Oh,
doing it with a
shit.
plastic stick.
yeah.
Absolute loser. Hilarious.
Damn, dude. No, I've used some of those, man. The ones that just like pop out.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick, dude.
And now I pay like $300 for the realistic metal model ones. That
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any like, dude? I've never, honestly, man. I feel bad saying this. I've never watched Star Wars, and I want to. I just feel like it reminds me of like Game of Thrones. Like there's so many, dude. I just feel like I couldn't catch up.
No, it's like I didn't watch Game of Thrones
Mm-hmm.
until right before the final season, which came out like last spring. You
Yeah.
know, and I think it was 7 seasons of shit. And like by the end of it, they're doing like 6 episodes a season, and they're like 42 minutes long. So I binge watched it all because that's when I am depressed. I just binge watch television and like rage about it on the internet.
Damn, dude.
So like Game of Thrones, I blew through it in like a week, which is ungodly. I just shut down, don't do anything for a week, and just watch all of it.
Damn, dude.
You know, but Star Wars is, you know, the movies, there are certain ones that are just not worth watching, I would say. And the TV shows are definitely better than the movies, especially recently. So
if you're like wicked into Star Wars, do you just like fucking hate Star Trek or?
I've never watched Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah, my uncles introduced me to Star Wars early on because my dad was, you know, just the super jock.
Yeah.
Never had time for that shit. You know, so he let the uncles show me that shit. Once I got onto it, they like Star Trek, and I was like, that's fucking dumb. This is more interesting.
You're like, fuck that shit, dude.
Yeah. So it's latched onto Star Wars and never let it go.
Fuck, dude. I always see the shirts at Target. I'm like, dude, if I was into this, I'd probably buy one.
Right?
You know
I don't
saying?
fit in them, so I don't buy any. Like, my girlfriend got this for me for Christmas.
Really?
This might be the newest sweatshirt.
I mean, dude, I'm a
shirt
double
I own.
XL. They had some for me, man.
Yeah, I'm not a double XL.
Really? We'll do the double XL, big and tall, dude.
I don't think I've been a 3XL since maybe my first senior year of college.
Have you ever tried big and tall, dude?
I've never stopped by.
Well, dude, they sell them at like regular stores, like Burlington and stuff.
Oh.
And I order them online, big and tall, dude. That's how you get bitches, man.
Listen, now I'm gonna go. I have time. I'll go look it up.
Dude, this is a double XL, big and tall, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. So I'm a big boy, man.
Maybe I'll start looking good now. I've just been a slob for.
I'm just
years.
honestly, man. I'm trying to get eyes out to just hit me up and just like ask me if I want to model for them.
Yeah.
Because I see some of those models, I'm like, dude, these guys are pussies, man. Like, you got to give me at least a fucking chance, you know? Have me out there in like a meadow or something, fucking cutting the grass and shit.
No shirt on.
Dude, I can make a good fucking commercial for Izod, man.
Listen, it's 2021 now.
Yeah.
Anyone could do anything.
Yeah, I wonder if they like accept submissions or anything like that, dude.
I haven't cared about how I look for so long, and that's like, it's sad, but like,
dude, it takes a toll, man. It does, dude. It takes like so much mental toughness to just wear this shit and just be like, fuck all of you. But I mean, I think it's worth it, man. Dude, I'm wearing sweatpants right now, man. I'm comfy all the time.
Yeah.
But as far as like communicating with women, like it's not, you know, it's not good, man. Dude, I remember like, what was it, like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago? I was going through a phase where like I would go out to the bar and I would like actually try to be a fucking douche. Not really try to be a douche, but just like dress up and stuff, like wear tight shirts and shit.
Yeah.
And dude, I wore like a tight Hawaiian shirt, dude, and a wife beater underneath, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see the wife beater. And like to this day, I'm just like depressed at the fact that I would even attempt that, dude. But it worked, man. There were so many fucking chicks that
They
were
were
just
all
like,
over you.
and I didn't even talk to them, dude. You know? It's just like, dude, it haunts me. Like, I just want to talk to like a genuine human being, man, you know? But it just seems like, you know, like I don't want to talk to a chick who's like putting up pictures of her like bending over in front of Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then writes a caption about like perseverance and like never giving up, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's just going to fuck me up, you know? So, dude, then I made the switch to Izod, man. I just feel like, you know, a genuine human being, dude.
Change your life.
It did, man. That should be our commercial, like that right there. That,
My coming of age tale. I found Izod.
dude, Izod changed my life.
I think I really do. Now that I'm thinking about it, the only time I've cared so little about what I wear that I'm the guy, like right now I'm wearing this t-shirt underneath. It's one of the like blank, just colored t-shirts that you pick up at a Walmart for like $4.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of those, yeah.
You know, so like that's what I rock. I don't like decals, anything like that. I feel like it just makes too much. The shirts don't extend with my body the way that I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
So other than that, I think only my girlfriend has bought me clothing in that long, and it's always, you know, it's all real nice stuff and it all fits. I just don't have the confidence to wear, like, I'm speaking because one of them's an Izod black polo, I guess. And it's like, it fits perfectly. And I'm just like, unless I'm going somewhere where I know I won't be judged, I wouldn't even consider putting
Dude, you
it
gotta
on.
wear that shit, man. I'd be rock hard if I saw that, dude.
Yeah.
Us together, bro, side by side. I wore this one.
The
You
good
wore
old
that one,
days.
dude. Oh. Yeah, I was stalking your Instagram for a little bit, dude. And yeah, so you have a girlfriend, man. How's that going? Like,
We're good.
Really?
She's probably the kindest person that I've ever met. One
Yeah.
of the like most caring souls
Mhm.
that it was just a privilege. I was in a really bad place. And
Mhm.
that I met her in my sophomore year at URI. And she just showed up and everything changed. Things
Yeah.
didn't seem so doom and gloom all the time. And
you have any tips, dude? I was gonna ask you that. Like, you have any tips for me?
I think my biggest thing was like I was a shill. Like, I don't know how political you get on this stuff, but like I was like alt-right, like angry,
Mhm.
like hate the world. Trump's the greatest man in the history of the
Really? Oh
universe.
shit.
Like I was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of a sudden I'm a like uber left socialist because I took the time to educate myself and get that exposure at URI. And through her, I think I became more open to, or at least susceptible to those things. And then on top of it, I had a whole bunch of people. But I think that the biggest thing was just being willing to recognize that people are people and that like no one owes you anything anymore. You know,
I'm gonna take out the sword, dude.
pull it out.
Yeah.
No, I really do think that was the biggest tip that I could give is that you just need to recognize that people are people and treat them with the utmost respect in any scenario that you're in.
Yeah. I
Just
feel like
do
I'm already
whatever it is.
doing that, man. It's not really working too well for me, but
I find personally I get along a lot more with people that I never would have considered talking to or
Yeah.
would have thought like before I
Mhm.
even met them I would have made judgments about, and then
yeah.
now I'm like advocating for them and going to rallies and things like that and
Yeah.
protesting for, you know, Black Lives Matter and things like that. And
Yeah.
people see that, and of course not everyone agrees with that sort of stuff, but like people see that and they're just like, wow, I really do think that there's a purpose behind what he's doing, and he might be, you know, I'm definitely not the typical person to be out protesting with Black Lives Matter, but
Yeah, bro.
they see it and they're like, wow.
Yeah, bro. I don't think, like, honestly, within my lifetime, I'll go to a protest.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've always, like, avoided politics. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know, man. I feel like either side, you know, like, I've met dicks on the right, dicks on the left.
Absolutely.
I've always gotten along the best with people who are kind of in the middle, who are just kind of like, you know, let's not be divided. Let's just, like, think rationally.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's always helped me, but like just avoiding politics in general has always been like my, you know.
And maybe it's just like Cumberland, because I think before I left, I spent a lot of time here, even in those first like 3 years at
Yeah.
URI. I was here a lot. And the people that I was with and the people like not my family, because not all of them think this way, but it's just a very small-minded, not willing to engage in those conversations sorts of things.
Yeah, like
even
at
if
the dinner table and shit.
yeah, like I'm all for I told you earlier, like I just say whatever. I don't really care, you know? Like I'm all for shutting a family dinner down because like someone said something racist and just shouting at them from across the room.
Oh yeah,
know.
of course, man.
You know, like some people are like, that's in bad taste, handle it behind a closed door or whatever. And I'm just like, nah, man, don't worry about it. Like this stuff needs to be addressed. And like I had a disagreement with my mother earlier this week, and she was saying like just some crazy shit about how, you know, guys with badges deserve the utmost respect. And I was like, yeah, Mom, we should respect them, but like you have to be cautious and aware of what's going on. And it turned into a debate, which ended with me presenting her a meme that was like, someone was saying, hey, we can have differing opinions and still be friends. And the person goes, well, yeah, we can like disagree on what the best pizza topping is, but we can't disagree that racism's a problem, you know?
Yeah, man.
So I was like, that's the life that I've currently been living, is mostly just proactive, get out there, have an opinion, share the opinion, advocate for people. And the rest of it's just laying in my bed sad and working security.
I feel like, you know, like obviously everyone has their own opinion, man. It's just like the idea of like agreeing to disagree. You know what I mean? I feel like it always ends fucking terribly. Like if I'm at the dinner table and my aunt's just like, so John, like, who'd you vote for? And I'm just like, I didn't vote. And then, you know, she's just like freaking the fuck out. And then she just talks for like 5 more minutes. And I'm just sitting there for like 5 minutes, like not saying anything. And then eventually I'm like, Aunt Patty,
Relax.
can you please just pass the mashed potatoes? Like, it's all I fucking want, you know?
Yeah.
I just like, dude, I don't have fucking energy to argue over shit I can't control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather just be a good person, you know?
Absolutely. And
But,
that's
like,
the key.
I don't know, man. The thing with like obviously, you know, I'm in like the whole, like I'm chasing the comedy thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with the far left, obviously, I would say I'm somewhere in between, but is like the whole censorship thing.
Absolutely.
So like ruining content, like taking it down, like that's a big fucking red flag for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like even if someone like say someone watched this podcast and they took it down, like that's like big tech. Like that's a far left idea. You know what I mean? Like that's censorship at its core. And that's, you know, something I disagree with, but I don't know, man. I've never like experienced it. You know what I mean? Like no one's ever taken down my shit or anything like that, or like freaked out. Like no one's ever sent me like a hateful message, like, dude, you fucking think farts are funny, man? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, so like, I don't know, man. I've never experienced it, but I mean, you hear like some of the podcasts I watch, some of the content I watch, like it gets taken down because it's so like controversial, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, what happened to like fucking, you know, freedom, dude?
Yeah. No, I get it. So like I worked at the poll right up the road at McCourt for this election, you know, and it was like all in response to something that was said by the current president in one of the debates about standing by and standing down. I was like, I'll do my civil duty and go check it out and be there to make sure that things go smoothly. And I really do think that it's almost arbitrary. Like you put it really well. Like how do you change something that you can't really have any impact on, you know? And I guess it's just like I've found the passion in that, and through like what I'm doing with teaching and stuff, like I see that as an opportunity to improve things. So like when I'm wasting my time with, you know, Dungeons and Dragons or Star Wars and shit, like it's all just relaxing so that when I have to put my game face on and focus on that purpose that I found, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Sorts of things.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, you used to have like you definitely seem more calm now, like more like relaxed.
Yeah, well, I assume this would come up, right? Do you remember in like basketball when I would just fucking rage?
Yeah, that's all I was thinking about. It was like,
yeah, man, that's like like it's embarrassing. I reflect on that time of my life.
It's so funny though, dude. Just to think about.
I like, part of me is like hopeful that there's like videos, like they filmed games or some shit where like I just raged, because it didn't really happen in football. It was really only basketball, and I think it was because I was just so fucking bad.
I mean, dude, like we were like when we were in middle school, we were all like kind of scared of you, but like I think you working with like Jack Madden, like I think like he basically like taught you how to play basketball, right?
That's what I needed, yeah.
So you were like filthy, and then I'm not going to blame it on the coaches later on, but I think if you had Jack as a coach like your whole life, like
yeah, he like, I don't know what your experience was with the basketball, but Jack Madden would have like off-season practices with me and set me up with like specifically big men coaches.
Yeah.
So like I do like, do you remember the Mikan drill where it was just like mind-numbing and you just threw the ball at the backboard for like 3 hours? I'd literally go to practice in like middle of Massachusetts, like on Tuesday nights, and just do the Mikan drill for like an hour and a half with this guy. And it was like the stupidest thing I'd ever done, but it made me good, you know? So I definitely tipped off, but I honestly think it was you guys, like you were an athlete, even though like Josh was an athlete, Joe was an athlete, Grant was an athlete
with tits, yeah.
But you guys, like, you were quick, you were on the fly, you made great moves, and I never was able to keep up with that. Particularly, I think that being a meatball with toothpick legs really slowed me down.
Yeah, you were a big man though, dude.
Yeah.
But like, dude, that was so fucking funny, man. Like, you fucking, dude, like if that happened nowadays, like you'd be on like Barstool, dude.
Yeah.
Like punching dudes in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Dude, when you punched that kid in the back of the head, dude, I was pissing laughing, dude. I was like, did that really just happen?
Bro, I
don't even think you got
ejected,
ejected, dude. I think you got like what, like a tech?
Probably.
Yeah, they were just like, you can stay in the game, but you better fucking cop down. I remember fucking Premiano freaking out at halftime, dude, like throwing the fucking marker and shit, dude. Dude, I could not stop laughing. But there was a time in middle school, like obviously with Josh, where there was like a jump ball or whatever, and he threw you to the ground, man. And like everyone was like pissing laughing. And like I wasn't even like laughing, but like everyone else was laughing. And I remember Joe was trying not to laugh, dude. And I was standing behind our coach, like going like this. And he just started dying laughing. Dude, we had to run so much because of that. Like we had to run for like days, dude. Like,
dude, I chose basketball. This is an embarrassing story. This is good content here. I watched High School Musical, and my life goal was to be Troy Bolton, man. And that was never going to happen.
is he the one with the afro or?
No. Because I definitely looked more like with the afro with those long red curls.
There's like Zac Efron. And
yeah,
then,
Zac Efron. That's who I wanted to be.
oh, his name was Troy in the movie?
Yeah, man.
Holy shit, dude. Who was the other guy? Like Corey?
Chad.
Oh, yeah.
I watched that shit. As soon as they dropped that on Disney Plus, I ran out of Mandalorian stuff to watch. I was like, oh, well, I better start watching these.
I'm not going to lie, man. I watched High School Musical 2 back in the day. I used to sing the songs and stuff, man.
I still sing the songs.
Really?
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
embarrassed.
Really? Damn, dude. I wish I had that confidence, man.
That's it. It is a new growing confidence that I've gained in like the last 2 years, where I'm just like, I don't like clothing's one thing, my outward presentation, but like when I was at URI, I was an RA. We had a private bathroom that was like a handicap stall that we would share with anyone who needed a special place to shower, but the RAs would use it because we had access, and I would just be like in the shower for like 2 hours straight, belting out fucking
Really?
show tunes or whatever.
Did you take some mean shits in there?
Of course.
Dude.
And then the girls that I worked with would be like, "What the fuck was that?
Really?
Like, why would you?"
It was like co-ed?
Yeah, it was a one stall, one shower thing, and it was like locked,
That's
so
not
no
safe,
one could
man.
get in.
Yeah.
I walked in
You
on their
fucking hurt some
shits.
people, dude. Dude, there's this comedian, like, when I was like 20, I think, I got on this wicked good show, and like I was so excited, dude. It was like my first ever big show. And it was at like Mohegan Sun. It was like sold out, dude. And this comedian was on the show with me, and I loved like his content. Like I was a big fan of his. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Like he just kind of like ignores me or whatever. I'm just like, all right, fuck, like, dude. So I go in the back to take a shit, like a massive shit, and I come out, and he's walking in to take a shit, and I go, yo, dude, I just took a massive shit in there, and he goes, I'm good. How are you? And I was like, what, dude? Like. That was our only interaction, man. And he just walked right in, and I was like, well, there goes my chances, man.
Yeah.
Ever since, man, we haven't been able to hit it off. So I'm just saying, man, you could ruin some relationships like that.
Yeah. Luckily, I think they all still adore me. We text
Really?
all the time, so.
So if you were like taking a big shit, and you had just finished, and you were walking out, and like another girl was walking in,
I give them the red light. Be like,
Really?
don't head in there.
Damn, dude. I don't know, man. I'd probably just look him in the eyes and be like, go get him,
I was the only. So I think they had 2 of them in the building, and it was a small building, and it was communal bathrooms otherwise. So
Yeah.
like the first year I was like the only guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was all girls. So my second year there, when I had another guy, we like organized it so the guys shared one and the girls shared another, and then the third year it was the same thing. But it was definitely a learning experience, because I have 2 sisters,
Yeah.
shared a bathroom with them,
Uh-huh.
and we'd have our fights, but it was never intense.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, I had, I didn't really think about it. I thought the world owed me something, whatever, walked around with my head held high, and
Yeah.
got put in my place a few more times, and eventually I smartened up, and I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
Some humility is what I needed.
That's all you need, man.
Yeah.
What like when you walked on though, like at URI, what was that process like?
That was
Like, were you at a dark point in your life, or you kind of like?
So I didn't even it wasn't like a real walk-on. The preferred walk-on process is like, we'll take you on the team, but you don't have to do the tryouts or anything. We're just not going to give you money.
Okay. So
So-
did they know who you were before you?
Yeah. Skirka hooked me up,
Yeah.
and I got real lucky because I was going to go to Rhode Island College because that's where the teaching program was, and URI's is garbage. So I was going to go there and do the track and field throw, And it would have been D3, whatever. I would have been a D3 superstar and, inflated my ego, whatever. But on like the day after whatever the down payments were due and you had to have your decisions made, I went to Skirka. I was like, I want to play football. He was like, let me see what I could do. He was the dean of discipline at that point, so he had no other real job to do. So he just sat there. And I'm assuming he sent all this stuff out to random coaches in the area. And the URI team was getting a new head coach because they were trash, and they thought if they brought someone in who had turned around a few other programs, they would start improving. So this guy saw my tape, said he liked me. He loved to have more URI or Rhode Island talent on the team because most of the kids are from like New Jersey. He was like, yeah, I'll definitely take this kid. We can't give him any money, but he can. I showed up for the first day of camp. I was there, and it was day 3 that I had the big concussion happen. But it was pretty. The process was ugly. I would compare it to like the military. At least for me, I felt like it was.
So it was
a lot
literally
of crazy
only 3 days.
Oh no, I was there. I got there on like August 8th or something like that, and school didn't start until like a week into September, and it was just the football team there for that time. And eventually, like other sports teams started showing up and things, but we were living all together in one building, and they took our car key. I didn't have a car, but like they took guys' car keys. They took your phones for like the entire day until like 10 o'clock p.m. You had to turn it in at 5 a.m. when you woke up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they had the double sessions and things, but I didn't really hit the weight room in high school. I didn't do much of like the conditioning workouts outside of practice. I just would get a little bit in shape during the preseason for football, show up, run my balls off and try. And then once it was over, it was basketball season, whatever, like I didn't really pay much attention to it, but these guys were like living, breathing football. And as much as URI is not the greatest, they are still a D1 program. So when you show up, they took it seriously because the guys running the program weren't the guys that had been there forever. It was a new group of coaches. So they treated it like it was Akron, I think, where most of the guys came from before that. So
Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like did you like drop a lot of pounds? Like were you like kind of running your balls off?
Yeah, I was. So like it was crazy. Like I said, I'd never been like lifting at all. I was 17 years old. I think the next youngest kids were already 18. Most of them were like prep school kids. So I was doing like huge numbers. Like I had like a 500-pound squat after like 3 weeks. And they were like, how did this happen? You've never touched this shit. And I was just like, I really have no answer for you. I think I went in at like 311 pounds of fat and walked out with like 315 pounds of muscle.
What did you weigh in high school? Like 285?
No, I was over 300 probably, maybe not freshman year, but sophomore, junior, and senior year. I was like 300 pounds, 305.
Fuck, dude.
Like I was fat. It was funny, but it was one of my biggest insecurities. And when I went there, I was the smallest guy on the offensive line and getting wrecked by guys that were like 26 years old as a 17-year-old and just totally demolished. And there was nothing I could do. And that's why I got the concussion. I just wasn't prepared. So during that time, I had mostly just running workouts, and it was good.
Yeah, man, that was like after that though, where you kind of like, when you get the concussion, like when you recovered from the concussion, were you kind of like, all right, this is like a good thing, like this was a blessing in disguise, or were you kind of like, fuck?
I hated every moment of it, other than when I was actually in the middle of like practicing, lifting, study hall. If I wasn't doing the stuff that was football related, I was like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I was definitely like, it was depression, like full-fledged depression. I was horribly just angry, upset. I remember like during the training camp, I was concussed. I wasn't even practicing. And I was just sitting there. I'd like call my mom at like 9 o'clock at night, be like, Mom, I want to leave. Come save me.
Yeah.
And my mom's on the other end of the phone crying, and my dad's yelling at her like, you can't go pick him up. He has to follow through on this.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, no, please save me. I'm literally, it was ugly.
Yeah, that's how I felt, man. I wanted to leave. I did leave. I was like, fuck this. Fucking out of here, man.
Well, you played rugby, right? For URI?
Yeah, for a little bit, man. I didn't want to be there though, man. I fucking hated it.
At URI?
Yeah, I didn't like it, man. I didn't fit in at all. I didn't have any friends. I had Chris Hayes as a friend. That was really it. So I fucking hated it, man. I was fat as tits. I was fucking doing terrible in school. I think my GPA was like 2.8. I was taking fucking Latin, dude.
Yeah.
Just fucking writing backwards and shit, dude. Like, it was fucking terrible, man. I was wicked depressed. Yeah, man. Like, for me, it was the opposite. Like, once I left, I was like, fuck yeah, man. Like, new beginning, dude. And then I went to CCRI, which I would never recommend anyone going to. And that's when, like, real depression hit. And I was like, wow, dude, you were actually, like, in a good spot before. Like, you fucked up big time. So, I don't know, man. I was kind of like you, like a roller coaster. But, yeah, man, URI was kind of like, you have, like, all the resources. Like, you have the food. There's chicks bending over all around you, dude. Like, it's so easy for guys to get laid and stuff. And, like, school's really not that hard. Like, your freshman year, I feel like, I don't know, man, maybe it's just that first year that you have to get by, but I was like, fuck this, man, I'm out, dude. I don't know, dude. It's just how I was, man. I wasn't, like, mentally tough at all. I was just like, fuck this, man, like, I'm out.
That was, I think the mental toughness was the thing that I needed to learn.
Yeah.
And, like, I was at URI for 5 years, and I got a history degree. You know, like, I didn't get anything profound.
Yeah.
I finished strong. I put everything into one basket and ran with it for as long as I could. I applied, got into their teaching program. I didn't enjoy it. I stepped back. I applied for other like political science and anthropology and things like that, stepped back. And it was just the thing that I had the most credits for was history, so I was able to finish with it. At one point, I was going to be like a French teacher or something like that, and then that fell through. So I followed through, and it took me 5 years to get what should have been a 3-year degree at URI, you know?
So, like, when you're a teacher, though, like, or when you go into the program, like, is that basically just like a master's? Like in
like
history?
at URI or
at Rick? Like, so you're basically just getting a master's in history, or it's like an actual program?
It's like a program. So I'm like, I guess when you're taking teaching classes, it's like you double major in education and whatever content area you want to teach. So because I already have the content certification in history, all I need is the teaching stuff. So I do like half the course load of a regular full-time student over at Rick. So I'm in like 2 classes a semester and run with
Is that like, so like you probably have like history down, like,
yeah,
realistically, but like as far as like teaching goes, is that like handling kids like yelling penis in class and stuff like that, or is it like
a lot of it is like theory, which is like probably the most boring part of it. It's like studying the psychologists and how to you put what they believe into action to properly teach kids, and it's a matter of whether or not you have the wherewithal to just understand how to engage with kids will be whether or not you handled them well.
Yeah.
You know, like you either have your Mr. Butler that just doesn't care and lets them say what they want and thinks it's funny anyway, or, you know, a teacher that takes it real seriously and will yell at you and like send you, if you scream penis, down to the dean of discipline.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, man, like, I'm not trying to be controversial, bro, but I just feel like everyone who I like know who's like becoming a teacher is kind of like mentally unstable. Like, obviously not you, like, I think you'd be a great teacher. Yeah, you know, like, I think obviously, like, I've been in classes with you, like, you're smart, like, you're calm, like, you're respectable, dude, but like some of the people I know that are getting into teaching, I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'd want my like child in that class, bro.
It's well, I think as an adult, I've come to realize that most of us are just not mentally stable whatsoever, you know? And like, you could put on a show. I hope I've put on a show for the fans, but like, even I go home and I cry. I scream. Sometimes I rage, like I'm in 8th grade playing basketball, getting my ass wrecked by Piz, dude. You know, like whatever happens, it's, you know, you go through, however you cope with it, Yeah. But you're definitely right that there's a lot of people. I don't remember what movie it is, but I remember we used to bust Skirka's balls over it all the time, and we'd use the quote, like, those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach Jim. But it's absolutely true. Like, if you can't accomplish the big thing, most people will just turn to teaching. You know, if you want to be an accountant or something like that works with numbers, you know, you go to business school and you can't you know, it's not for you, but you know that math is, you turn to teaching. You know,
Yeah.
like it's almost like you settle for it unless it's
Mhm.
something you're really passionate for, and it
Yeah.
puts a lot of people in a shitty position where who wants to send their kid to a teacher who doesn't actually care. You know,
Dude, I was just thinking about the teachers I had, and I'm like, thank God I didn't take it seriously, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, dude, don't get me wrong. There were some teachers like I really looked up to, man. I was like, I fucking respect this person.
Mhm.
But others, I was just like, holy fucking shit, dude.
like why are you here?
What the fuck happened? You know what I mean?
And that they probably had that. You know, I tell
Dude, 'cause
people all the
there
time.
was like there was a guy at our high school that like circle jerks in a movie theater, right?
Probably, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember who it is, but
I remember
that.
someone told me that. I'm like, wait a second, like, how do you circle jerk in a movie theater? Like, the seats aren't even set up like that. And then somebody sent me the article, and it was literally like guys circle jerks with group at a movie theater. I was
Yeah.
like, this is unbelievable. Like,
I know there was one guy who was I think he was my homeroom teacher in like 7th grade,
yeah,
who had like a reputation for watching porn on his computer and had like the computer specifically turned away from the
Yes.
classroom.
dude,
He'd,
we had a
like,
guy like that
Drop,
too.
like accidentally bump pencils off of girls' desks so he
Mhm.
could bend down and check them out. And it was always girls wearing skirts. It was
What?
just like, what is going on?
What the fuck, dude?
You know, like as a kid, you think it's funny because you're not the brightest, but
Yeah.
like as an adult, you're like, that's really dangerous. We should be addressing that more.
Yeah, dude. There was a guy we had in middle school who was like, dude, he had that reputation too. Like, he was watching Bang Bus in the middle of like lessons, dude. And like someone caught on, and they just gave him like a verbal warning. They were like, look, we looked at your history, dude. Like, we get you're into like, you know, hardcore shit, but like you need to fucking calm down, dude. Can you imagine that, dude?
I promise I won't be doing anything like that.
Yeah, dude.
I'll
That's
just-
fucking
I'll be-
wild, bro. You just give a lesson about like the Industrial Revolution. Next thing you know, you're watching some chick get her titty slapped, bro.
Yeah, I
Holy
can see
shit.
why that'd be a problem.
Oh man. But like, dude, like when we were in high school, like history specifically, there was like a bunch of conflict in that one hallway because like
Yeah.
everyone was so different. But I feel like every history teacher just didn't do anything.
That's like I hate to criticize these people because like they've been there for so long, and who am I as someone learning?
I mean,
the
dude, they
craft?
kind of deserve it though.
But like you look at it, and it's like one of them's wearing shorts to school and like a shorts and a sweatshirt every day, and just
Yeah.
hanging around talking with kids the whole time. And then there was one of the Miss who like brought kids to Argentina and like got in trouble for giving them alcohol and shit, and like
Really?
got fired.
Oh shit.
You know, like it like the people that were there, like I look at him like that's a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Josh, I think it was Josh Pizzarelli put like in an essay the labeled mac and cheese like directions that you put on like the little cans of Kraft mac and cheese, and like copy and pasted it into the middle of his essay, and the guy gave him a B because he was like
shit.
the rest of it was good. Like,
Wow.
yeah, you messed up there, but like it's fine,
That's wild, man.
you know.
Yeah.
Like they're clowns.
Yeah.
A lot of them are clowns.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just like, but they still have that job, you know. I wonder like what goes through their heads though. Like when they're like, hey, listen, like I'm a teacher, like I can change kids' lives. Like let me just fucking fuck it all up. Like I don't know, man.
They know that they'll once you're tenured, it's really hard to get your
Yeah.
job taken away. So you could just sit there and do whatever you want.
I just remember we had this one teacher who, you know, I really looked up to, man. I respected him. I'm obviously not gonna say his name, dude, but I remember one day he just came into class and he just started fucking freaking out. He's like, "These fucking teachers need to fucking teach. Like, if they don't fucking teach, get them the fuck out." And he was like, so right. I was like, dude, like,
Bravo.
yeah, like, finally someone says it. Like, that takes some balls to say, too. Even if you're not in that position, man, like, just be like, dude, just get the fuck out, man. Like, the only thing that fucked me, I didn't say anything in class, was just like the judgments. It's like, dude, if you're teaching a fucking sociology class and you're telling kids, like, listen, this is right, this is wrong, sometimes it's subjective, just don't take a shit in the middle of the highway. Like, you shouldn't be judging people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it should just be, like, open discussion. Like, this is what I think, this is what you think, let's agree to disagree. It shouldn't be, like, you know, you shouldn't be fucking roasting kids.
And that's like when I get in there, because that's what I'd be teaching. So
Yeah.
any history, social studies, like that's what I'd be working with. So like I think that's something that because I've, you know, been on both sides, I've seen both sides, and I may have my own opinions. I'm willing to understand that people are going to have those differing opinions.
Yeah.
So if I'm in that setting, I'll be able to, handle that better than someone who's, set in their ways and only believes that there's a right and a wrong,
Yeah, because you've been on like both sides. Like, you think you'd be a good mediator? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's
but like,
exactly.
say like you met a kid who was like, hey, listen, like I'm far right, and like it kind of reminds you of like where you were. Would you kind of like try to like, would you like share that experience?
Yeah, I think that's like part of the responsibility, and a lot of the problem with the teachers we had was there were the few that would like reach out and be like, hey, like I'd want to know you on a personal level and help you grow as a person, but a lot of them just were there to collect the check and didn't really give a shit. So
Yeah, just get summers off.
yeah, so when you see a kid that may be in a position that's vulnerable like that or need a little more guidance, being the one that's able to recognize that and conscientiously handle it in constructive ways are really good. A good thing that I think that I do well. I think people that I know would agree that I'm good at that. So I'm not concerned about handling those sorts of situations. But yeah, if I saw a kid like that was in a similar, like if he's raging on the basketball court, I'll step in.
Yeah, be like, yo,
punch
dude.
him in the back of the head,
Be like,
let him know what the
I used
deal
to
is.
throw fucking haymakers, dude.
Dude, I'm thinking, like, I can't stop thinking about it. I still have a bum. The bones never grew back, like right in this hand from, we were running suicides in basketball practice, and I was like fucking pissed for whatever reason with Geiselman.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, you know how he used to run with us, like during the conditioning. It was like the coolest thing because he was like, if I can't do it, you guys aren't doing it. So we're running it together. It was awesome. But I remember it must have been like Ryan Cotter or something pissed me off. And, he like bumped me the wrong way and I was just a ball ready to explode, So I as soon as I did, I like punched the floor.
The floor?
You
just got on both knees and punched the floor.
I think I fell down and I punched the floor in anger. And then I
really?
went and I threw in a track meet like within an hour. Like I left practice early to go throw in Providence with a broken hand and totally destroyed my hand. And I still haven't fixed it. So like I think back to the silly things that I used to rage about. And I'm like, yeah, I really needed someone to, punch me in the back of the head and tell me what was up.
Yeah, man, you used to fucking rage, dude. So many good memories, though. Like, it's so funny now.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of weird now if you were raging. I mean, it would still be fucking hilarious, but it'd be like, all right, Ricky, like, fucking...
Yeah, dude, grow up.
Yeah, fucking... Chill the fuck
What are
out,
you,
man.
dude, 24? It was
Yeah.
funny when you were 10, 15.
Yeah, but why history, though, man? Like, is there, like, I mean, it seems like you kind of, like, just studied every subject and you were just like, all right, history's it. Like, is there, like, a reason for that?
Yeah, I started with French just because, like, in high school, it was, like, the thing that I excelled at. I didn't take history or social studies seriously, Like, I took all the classes, but I never, like, they were easy A's to me. And then I really got interested in it was, like, at URI, I took a Rhode Island history class, and that ended up being, like, what I focused on when I was at URI. So, like, I did a whole, like, 40-page paper on Rhode Island history as my capstone project. It was great. But the history really drew me in when I started, like, seeing, it was like connecting the dots, like you see in the movies where, like, they have the cork board with the strings connected with tacks and shit. Like, for me, it was like, I can explain almost anything that's going on in my life just by looking at the strings that are connected to it.
Damn, bro.
And I could do that with others, and I can do that with the world politically, the world geographically, all that. And I was like, it was like a puzzle that I just had fall into my lap, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And through it, I was able, I think I became more progressive in the way I looked at things, just because some of the strings are hidden in that metaphorical representation.
Yeah.
So like for me, it was like uncovering the truths and things like that. I was like, this is more interesting than, repeating all of the body parts for an anatomy class, or
just memorizing shit.
Like, because it wasn't ever, it stopped being like names and dates for history class, and it started being like why things happen. Why do we do the things that we do? And I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. So
yeah, bro, that's some deep shit, man.
I latched on, and
so you think it's like more critical thinking than it is just like memorization?
Absolutely. Because none of, like, the memorization stuff matters, but like, you don't really need to know who or why or what. You just need to know, or you do need to know why. You need to know the whys and hows, The who's and the whats don't matter, but the whys and the hows do. It's like, because that's how you can. All of the crazy things that I've learned since leaving Cumberland High School, I would say, are because of that journey of just learning truths, seeing the real world and the things like that. It got pretty intense, but
Yeah, man. So you think your perspective just changed completely, man?
entirely.
Yeah.
Like I'm here and I'm bored. I don't know if you get bored just like hanging around in Cumberland, but like
Oh yeah, man.
shit shuts
That's why I do
down
shit like
at
this,
like
though,
9
dude.
o'clock. Yeah, like I thought about starting podcasts and shit, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I make $12 an hour and don't have the time to buy fancy mics and cameras and shit yet. And
Yeah.
maybe one day I will, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. Cumberland's nice, man. I've been to other areas, and I've just been like, wow, this is like shittier than I thought. So I think once you travel, man, you kind of like open up your mind. I think that's why a lot of people come back. I mean, I think Cumberland's like a good place to raise a family and whatnot.
Absolutely.
It's a good place to teach. It's really safe.
Mhm.
If you go to other, like, I deliver packages in Massachusetts, and everyone's a fucking dickhead, dude. Like, dude, I'll talk to people. I'll be like, hey, how you doing? They just
Dude,
won't answer, and
dude,
it's just like,
Can I shout you out for a moment? You had
Yeah.
me dying in that last video you posted of you delivering the fucking dick in the
Oh,
Amazon
yeah.
box. I lost it. I didn't see it coming, and it was like 2 a.m. when I saw it, and my mom came up like yelling, like what the hell's happening? I'm like pissing my pants laughing,
Yeah.
and it was like out of the blue. I just never expected it. I thought it was the
Yeah.
funniest fucking thing.
yeah, man. I like to throw people off, dude. I don't want them to like predict what's gonna happen, but like I said, man, delivering to Massachusetts, like, you go to areas that are kind of like Cumberland, and you're like, wow, this is like nice and stuff. But then you talk to the people, and you're like, wow, you guys are fucking racist, man. Like, dude, Massachusetts is racist as fuck.
Yeah.
And dude, just like a bunch of fucking dickheads, man. Shout out Massachusetts. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, some people are fucking genuine, dude. But like, when you come back to Cumberland, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know what to expect here. Like, everybody knows each other, but people are still way nicer here.
Yeah.
You know.
It's definitely a nice little bubble.
Yeah.
And like for me it's like a safe space that I can just go back to if I'm I'm out at
Yeah.
URI for however long. Like I knew that if I needed time away, Cumberland was a space where I could just go and hang, and nothing
like, you know
the
what to
world's
expect, yeah.
pressure isn't going to be riding on my shoulders for that time. And then once I've recuperated, I can head back out and start working hard again.
Yeah, man. I think there's a certain age where, like, you're just gonna have to move on and fucking just keep fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know what to expect here, obviously. But yeah, man, it's good to know that you're doing better. Like I said, man, you look fucking way better mentally. Like, you look fucking calm, man. You look happier, dude. So
I'm
I mean,
glad.
dude, thanks for coming, bro.
I
It's
appreciate
good
it.
to see you, man. It was good to talk and catch
Thank
up,
you.
bro. And I wish you the best, man.
Absolutely. I wish you good times too.